In this video, we're going to run through how to assemble the Bluetooth speaker kit. With all of your parts laid out, you'll have the electrical kit with the battery removed, USB cable, passive radiator, the base panel, front panel with 2 holes for speakers, rear panel for the passive radiator, 2 side panels, and a top panel with 4 small holes. You'll have 4 large screws and 1 small screw. Got a hot glue gun, a screwdriver with a PH1 Phillips head. Now, starting with the base plate, we're going to take the panels and arrange everything out in the order it will be assembled in. And now we're going to just do a quick run through on the assembly without any glue, just to make sure all of our parts are ready. They're all fitting together nicely. So everything should slot together fairly easily and have nice flush corners. Check that all of the panels fit together, put the top on. So now we know all the panels are ready, how they go together. And with the rear panel for the passive radiator, we're going to glue that into place as well, into the slot. So run a small bead of glue around the outside of the slot. And then place the passive radiator in position. Just press it down lightly. And then once you've done that, put another layer of glue just around the outside. Make sure that it's nice and stuck in there firmly. And now we can begin assembling some of the panels together. Apply a small amount of glue to the tabs that are going to join together. You only need glue in these faces. Going to stick those together and just hold it for a couple of seconds. You do need to work fairly quickly with this glue before it hardens. Now we're going to put the speakers into the front panel. You'll notice there might be some burn marks from laser cutting if you're using the wood. Make sure that's going to be placed on the inside so you have a nice finish on the outside. They're just placed in like so with some glue. With the glue gun, you're going to run a small bead of glue around the outside of the hole and place the speaker in position, making sure that the cabling is pointing upwards or towards you. And just run an extra little bit of glue around the outside of the speakers when they're in place to hold them nice and firm. And just rubbing the tip of the glue gun on the surface here just to clean it to avoid all these kind of glue strings. And we can also glue on the right side panel. Now you can take the electrical kit and start assembling that into the box. We're going to start with the battery holder. This is held in with a small screw. So I take the small screw through the hole on the bottom of the battery holder and screw it into the small pilot hole that's drilled in the base plate. Now we can take the left-hand panel and install the button. We need to unscrew this nut first. You might need to bend some of the cabling out the way. You want the nut to go down the cabling so that you can install the cabling through the slot on the side. Make sure the panel's the correct way around so that the button will be on the outside when it's installed. And just screw up the nut on the back of the button when it's in position. Now with the USB cable not connected to anything, you can install that into the charge board. This is just going to help us confirm that the position is going to be good for this board. So we're going to do a quick dry install of the side panel with the cable. In this case, the board is going to sit right up against the side. If you reinstall the USB cable, it can help with positioning the board. So we want to apply a small amount of glue with the board in position, just pressing it right up against this side so it's in line with this corner. Now we're ready to install the front panel with the speakers. Put glue on the connecting tabs and make sure you get all of the connecting tabs. Press it into position. Now we're ready to install the left panel. So apply some glue to the mating tabs. Make sure you get glue on all of the tabs that are going to connect. And press this into position. Now we need to connect the speakers to the amplifier. You'll notice there's a left and a right connection point. So obviously make sure you're connecting the right speaker to the right hand connection and the left one to the left connection point, which is marked in writing on the board. Now we're ready to install the battery. So push the battery into the holder. It is quite a snug fit. And now we're just going to test that everything's functioning electrically. The external charging from USB. And we can also power on the device. It's important to make sure everything's working correctly before you put the top plate on. Close everything up. You might need to maneuver the structure around just to get the top plate to fit nicely. And everything should slot into place. Now we're ready to install the 4 screws. So take the 4 long screws and you're just going to screw these in through the holes in the top. Just be careful not to over tighten these screws because you could split the top plate. That's installation instructions complete, and I hope you enjoy the speaker.